Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone supporting supplement, it's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
ET is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Listen to that. Nothing beats a vinyl. Some technology just stands the test of time. Our technology not only brings the cool, it also brings the heat. At Mitsubishi Electric, we've been mastering and innovating heat pump technology since 1970. EcoDan, continued innovation in heating for home and business. Mitsubishi Electric, changes for the better.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney prior to and during questioning. If you can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights? Warning. Each episode of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, will contain descriptions of acts of violence or of a sexual nature and are for people that are 18 years or older. Heed my warning, people. I do not get the facts of these cases off the internet or from some television show. These facts I'm retelling were presented to me by the victims of the crime or the perpetrators who committed the crimes. My descriptions of the crime scenes are what I saw with my own two eyes. If you are going to get offended, turn this podcast off now. Thank you. All right. We're recording the episode and we're live in the Facebook group, so I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. All right, hold on. Jim, you there?
I am here.
All right. So everybody, sorry about the technical difficulties. We're not we're not those guys. We're not tech guys. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and start, Jim, with I'm Woody Overton and Jim. Hey,
good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. We're going to update you today.
All right, so it's Woody Overton and Jim Raffman, your hosts of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And we are doing this live for patron members. And I want to talk about that real quick. We love all of our lifers, and you've been huge and so special. But patron, we couldn't do this without you. And it's been 8 weeks now. Now, look, I have several different companies that I own, and I'm blessed to be able to go work this case on the road, and it's important. But I've missed a lot of business and stuff, and I have a hell of a lot of expenses. And then Jim's up all hours of the night after working his regular job and taking care of his family and all that. So I'm telling you right now, I promise you, we haven't made a penny. But it's not about that. I committed to it in the beginning, and we're going to see it through. But your support as patrons, that's why you're getting this early. You're getting it live, and you're getting to see the video. Unfortunately, Jim Raffman is in Orlando, so he'll be with us via phone. But this is the least we could do for y'all for showing the love and the financial support that you give us, because we couldn't do this case without you. There's no way that, blessed, but I'm not Donald Trump. So that being said, Jim, we got 30 or 40 people on. I guess we'll get started, y'all. Where do we begin? First of all, let's just go back, and Jim, just jump in whenever you want to.
You got it.
7-8 weeks ago, we started on this journey with this family, with Miss Stephanie. And y'all heard the first episode. Jim and I were in Orlando for that, and we recorded with Miss Stephanie. You heard her pain. You felt it. And it's, 15 years, brutal. The next week, we did it with the rest of the family members, the aunts, and, well, not all of them, but the sisters, Stephanie's sisters, Courtney's aunts, Michelle and Lynn, and Miss Ina, the grandmother. Beautiful family, awesome people. There's other ones also, cousin Candace, and then Kayla, that were so close with Courtney in age and everything. And y'all heard all the episodes, right? And what was and wasn't done. And then we got Detective Rabelais. I was able to go over there and interview him the first time, and then go back again the second time. And that's the one that we broadcasted, and you heard the grown man cry about this case. So it affects a lot of people. And the whole time this has been going on, you lifers, we love you. We've asked for tips, and y'all taking this, you run with it, you've given the support like it just couldn't be imagined. And guess what? You built this case. Okay. You built it. Everything that we got came from lifers, other than the original notes that the family had taken, came from lifers calling in tips. And now the tips came in because y'all wanted justice for Courtney also. And you started sharing. And what happens when you share, and especially when you share outside the crew page, it makes people start talking, and the bad guys get scared. And then other friends, it makes people realize, you know what, this family's been suffering for 15 years when they listen, so they want to help. And so the patrons grown significantly, and we've had people just contribute. And that all that's awesome. But what's really awesome is the case that we put together due to you lifers. Each and every one of you. And I know everybody can't be a patron. I get that, but every one of you have contributed to this case and where we are today, in some way, shape, or form. Jim?
No, I agree. You guys did such a great job of spreading this information amongst your communities It's reached out to a lot of people that wouldn't have known about the podcast and the case that we're doing on the podcast. And, it triggered their memories of what's happened years ago, and they would send in information, and every little bit has helped. And we can't thank you enough for everything you've done with that. It's been instrumental to the success of this with getting information and tips. So thank you.
So what we're going to do, we're going to, we're unscripted, we're unedited, and we're raw. And I don't really know how to explain everything, but we still have sensitive things that we just can't say, but we have some very significant things that we're going to say and they need to be said. So let's go back to the timeline of us working this. The first success, huge success we had because of you lifers, is we got Courtney's case taken from off the cold case page and put on active criminal investigation, which was huge, right, Jim?
That was definitely huge. It was the first big milestone right there.
So, I mean, that in 15 years, because of the pressure y'all put up, and I mean, shit, it was on them, right? And because of the lies that were told and the things that weren't done in this case, that just all made kind of for the perfect storm. But you better believe that getting it taken from a cold case to an active criminal investigation was the first huge victory for us as a family, as Courtney's new extended family. And they are a family now. You better believe it. And that comes with the good stuff and the bad stuff on the family part, right? And it's not all been roses on our end, because, we're dealing with the family and we're making them have the pain and the hurt again. And so sometimes there's flashpoints and things like that. But the one thing that is consistent is the pursuit for justice for Courtney and to end this case. Now, I don't even know what to say, Jalen. I don't know how to start it. The tips that y'all sent in, we would take them one at a time. And to be honest with you, I was on the road and I might take a tip initially and I'd send it to Jim because he does what he does. I mean, he's genius. Y'all have heard me say that a million times. And then we started getting more tips, and that's why we started doing more live videos. When we did live videos, literally, I did two. The first one I did on a Sunday. I was on the road up in Monroe, Louisiana, about 4 hours away from where I'm at now. And as soon as I did it, tip line started ringing, and it's too much. I would take it and pass to Jim, and Jim takes it and he worked them, and by working them, I mean, he spent time with these people and listened to them. And now look, some of them were just, when we're in the business, when we were in the business, would be called 103Ms, just nut cases. But that's okay too. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. But there was so much information that we got in, and it starts to build. And then when you get it from these totally different sources that don't know each other, you start to develop, course, people of interest, which we had anyway for the base case facts. You start to develop, you really weed through some shit. And then, Jim, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, as these tips would come, obviously we would kind of rank them, so to speak. And we would just keep going through it, taking information from each different tip line that happened. Like I said before, for me, I always review all the files. I do that twice a week, every week. I go over everything from start to finish, because as you get new information, you go back and you look at those records again, and all of a sudden something else comes up. So a few weeks ago, we started kind of narrowing all that in on persons of interest. We had a few in mind that we really wanted to spend a little bit more time focusing, because we could either rule out others and start including more into this narrow box, if you will, just to start bringing them in. And we just continued to develop on that through some of the additional tips that came in, and then some fantastic information started coming our way, which really helped us develop even more on that narrow pathway of what we were thinking when it comes to persons of interest.
Right.
Woody, I'm gonna give it back to you.
And so on y'all, we didn't focus in. We don't have tunnel vision in this case, and we certainly didn't in the beginning. We followed every lead. Now, this is Jim and I, okay, and with some help from the family. We don't have police departments behind this or their access, to all the information in the database, except this is just pure, good ass, old fashioned detective work.
Investigative instincts, gut.
Right. Yeah.
Hard work.
So let me tell you this, though. Your lifers, you'll never, ever understand. We're going to be able to tell you one day in detail, and that's going to be a sweet, sweet day when we can break down who exactly said what and sent us in the right direction and who backed it up with other tips and calls and things. But I can tell you something, and you know who you are. You're listening to me right now. There's several people. There's one of you. You're a hero in my book, and it took a lot of courage to do what you did. But
Amen to that.
And Jim, you know who I'm talking about. And this person
100%.
has put themselves on the line, but their family on the line, and everything else to go out and help us get what I call the juice, the information that we needed to really spring this case forward, move it forward. And, it was huge. It was huge. And
absolutely.
I
can't be more thankful for this person.
Right. And everybody, cause we may not have been able to even tell you that your tip helped, back up other things that were going. But, some of you have gone even further out because you knew things and you known things for a lot of years. But maybe you didn't want to believe it or whatever, or you're scared for your family, et cetera. But some true heroes out there in lifer land, I can tell you that. And one day they'll get their recognition. So we get to a point where the case, we no longer have a person of interest. We have full blown suspects. And when we reach that point, and we don't take it lightly, okay, and it's serious shit, and you're talking about going after somebody for murder, and there's nothing more serious than that. So when you go, and I used to teach all the young detectives this, and when you bring something like that, you're trying to take away a person's life or their freedom, then you have to come correct. And we did it. Jim and I did it and wrapped it up. Oh. Okay, Jim, I just got a note that says they can't hear you. I don't know how we're going to do that. Say something, Jim, now. Let's see if they can hear you now.
Can everybody hear me?
Oh, you know what? That's probably because I'm doing it for the microphone for the recording, and maybe the computer is not picking your voice up. So hold on. Shit. Let's see. Can y'all hear him now? Somebody reply.
Can you hear me? Bueller?
Y'all send some hearts or thumbs up if you can hear him. Say something, Jim. Sing the national anthem or something.
Definitely won't be any singing going on out of my voice, but hopefully you guys can hear me now.
Y'all hold on. We're gonna get it.
Thumbs up?
I'm getting a bunch of hearts.
Mom said yes.
Okay, good. Okay, y'all. I guess we need to start all over again if you didn't hear anything.
You can hear it now, Woody?
Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up and hearts. Turn my speaker around, they're saying. Okay, Penny, the problem is I have to record to the roadcaster for everybody else for the podcast.
You could hear it when you had it on the other side of the mic.
This side?
No.
This side?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right. So the deal is, like I told y'all, we're not professionals. So we're figuring this out, but I'm recording it to our recording equipment to release to everybody. And so, but we're also shooting live off the computer. So I guess y'all are getting it from the computer, even though you would have been able to hear it later on live on the broadcast. So give me hearts if you can hear him now. Say something, Jim.
Hey, hopefully you guys can hear me now. I've said some good stuff along the way. I can repeat it if needed.
All right, I'm getting hearts now.
Okay, good.
All right, so this is what we're going to do.
So, you want me to try to sum it up?
Y'all heard what I had to say. I'm going to let Jim sum up what he had to say, and then we'll get started.
So a few weeks back, we had persons of interest. And the way that goes, once I get information, I kind of list everybody with a number, right? And as it comes up, you number it, and you just keep it going. About twice a week, every week, I will go over the entire set of notes, what I've got, what I've collected, tips, everything. And I go through from start to finish. And I do it twice a week for a reason. Because every time you look at it again, you come across something else that you didn't recognize before, or you couldn't connect the dots based on what tips have come in. So I systematically would go through that over and over again. Well, our large list of persons of interest started narrowing down. And we started narrowing it down to where we had just a few persons of interest in mind that we were able to start focusing on. And there's a special individual out there that I thank very, very much, provided some information, as Woody was making reference to earlier, that really helps kick this thing into high gear.
With that, she did. Everybody's provided some information. All the people have called it and chipped, but this person went above and beyond and literally put themselves out there in what we would call the line of fire to get us some juice. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so, as it narrowed in, we were really able to focus on a few set of people. That eventually turned when we said that it went from hot to an inferno. We meant it. And, when you're dealing with something like this, like what he said, you have to come correct. And it went from persons of interest to suspects.
All right.
And keep it going, Woody.
So we don't build junk, first of all. All right. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Mochi. Mochi is a telehealth platform that connects patients seeking medication-based weight loss treatment with board-certified doctors and dietitians to help them determine the best treatment options to accomplish that goal. Mochi's program is completely virtual, meaning you can access their services anywhere in the United States and you will be meeting with their team online. You deserve doctors that listen. Mochi is dedicated to providing holistic, patient-centered care that prioritizes overall well-being with the goal of transforming how weight management is approached. Mochi Health takes a holistic approach to weight loss that includes visit with board-certified doctors, nutrition consultations, and medications delivered to your door. Science-backed medications including GLP-1s like Ozempic and generic compound versions, affordable and accessible regardless of insurance coverage. With Mochi, their dietitians work hand in hand with your medication to create personalized nutrition plans that fit your lifestyle. Reach your weight loss goals with science-backed, FDA-approved GLP-1 medications and support from real doctors and guidance from registered dietitians and help with making easy and sustainable changes to achieve results. Y'all have seen this. My wife has done it. My brother-in-law has done it. One of my best friends is doing it. And it really is an amazing process that works. So get started at joinmochi.com and use code RLRC to receive $40 off. That's join, JOINMOCHI.com, and use code RLRC to receive $40 off and let Mochi help change your life. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. And in the 6 weeks, 7 weeks we got to that point that, I mean, you're talking 20 plus hour days, et cetera, but it doesn't matter. When we built it, we wrapped it up in a nice big fat ass bow. And at that point, Jim and I are no longer law enforcement, unfortunately. But we have to do something with it, right? So we have to move the case forward. That's the whole point of doing this case, and it is to get the information. And then we knew at some point we were going to have to hand it off and put our faith, in the system. Okay. So what happened is, and this is going to prove to all the haters out there that think we're cop bashers, et cetera. This next section will prove to you that we're not. And don't fall out when you hear who we took it to, or who we ended up giving it to. All right. But the, good and bad in every profession, totally believe that. And we found some really, really special superheroes this week. All right. And so what happened is there's a detective. I can't say that he's that much younger than us, Jim, but I mean, I'm not going to call him a young.
He's younger, he's eager, and he is exactly like we were years ago.
That's right. I told him that. I said, you remind me of me when I was young. And so what this detective did is he wrote his bosses, a letter saying, hey, I really, really want to work this case. And I really want it. Right, Jim?
Yes, that's exactly what he did.
And ultimately, the big boss said, yeah, you know what? Do it. It's the right thing to do. And so these guys have my hats off to them, my deepest heartfelt appreciation. And Jim, you go ahead and introduce them.
Yeah. So first, the police chief, Chief King, You guys got to remember, years ago when all this stuff originally happened, he was not the chief.
Wait,
come in,
you got to tell him where he's from, Jim. Alexandria PD, y'all. And don't fall out.
Yes, sorry. No, don't fall out. But the chief for Alexandria Police Department is Chief King. And he was not the one in charge back when all this stuff originally happened. He inherited this, right? But what I will tell you is the man's a true patriot, all right? And he is a true lawman. And he understands what needs to be done, and he's given 100% support. And I'm going to tell you, for those that live out in Alexandria, I think that's a wonderful thing for you guys, that you have somebody like this that you can believe in and that you can get behind, because I do believe fully in my heart that he is a darn good police chief, and he's going to do what's right for the people, the citizens, and the community of Alexandria.
Hey, let me add to that. Think about this. You think about how much shit Alexandria PD has caught because of real life, real crime. They have been on a fucking burner times nuclear 1,000,000, and because of other things that were done or weren't done, and we're not going to hash on that anymore. But so ultimately the buck stops at the top. So this chief who doesn't know us, we don't know him, who has been getting hammered because of what other people did or didn't do. I certainly, if I was him, I'd been like, fuck real life, real crime. Fuck this case. Y'all gonna have to excuse my French, but it's important. But Detective Tanner writes him a letter and says, hey, Chief, I really want to do this. I really want to work this case. Please give me the chance. Now, the chief could have said, shit, why am I going to do that? It's not even our case. It's a homicide out of Chambers County Sheriff's Office in Texas, much less now look, they took their Facebook page down and there's no longer, Green's no longer listed as the assistant chief and whatever, for whatever reason. I don't know. Did it come after Real Life, Real Crime started doing the podcast on Courtney and Coco? Hell yeah, it did. And so the chief had to be under tremendous pressure that wasn't of his own making. And any good leader, and Jim was a captain in the United States Army, and I've always been in a leadership position. Any good leader takes pride in their people, in their department or their unit or whatever it is. So he's been eating shit, not because he did something wrong. That department's been eating shit, and catching heat for, 8 weeks now? He could have easily said, no, not doing it. It's not even our case. Why would we do it? But the man stepped up, nutted up, and said, go get him, son. Go ahead, Jim.
I just think that's outstanding. So y'all remember that when you think of Alexandria Police Department. Remember that when your police chief is in front of you talking, because the man means business and he's doing a hell of a job. And I know he may have been able to say screw it, but he didn't do that. He did the right thing. He knows what's right for the people. So he's somebody you can get behind. And the other hero involved in this.
Hold on, Jim. Make sure it's not cutting off again. Can y'all not hear it again? Technical difficulties, I guess, Jim. I don't know if they can hear it or not. I saw somebody said that they couldn't. I don't know what the speaker is on this thing. Say something, Jim.
Can y'all hear me?
Give hearts if you can hear him now. Say something, Jim.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Nope. Can't hear you. But now somebody's saying perfect. Somebody's saying in and out. Yeah, we're just going to have to roll with it. I'll try to repeat as much of it as I can. I'm getting a bunch of hearts.
They'll be able to get it later though, won't they?
Yeah. It's on the Roadcaster. So I'll move the mic down even more. So anyway, I'm getting a bunch of hearts now. So we'll go back at it. So the Alexandria Chief of Police is a stud, for justice. Detective Tanner is a stud for justice. Now, our biggest concern, we didn't know them, they didn't know us. Our biggest concern is what? That we're going to give the information and it's going to get squashed or fucked up or, buried under whatever, or they could have been doing it for political reasons to, just to find out what we knew and then could have buried it, right, Jim?
They could have, but that isn't what happened, and we're very fortunate. They actually assigned some darn good people to this.
That's right, and so it's not just Detective Tanner. Do you know the partner's name, Jim?
It's a Sergeant Carla, I believe.
Yeah, it's a female. It's a female sergeant that's with them.
Let me tell you, I wish I could spend more time, or have the ability to be able to spend some time talking to Detective Tanner Dryden. He's a hero in my book. I know that he's given his orders and he is working this case inside and out, up and down, left and right. And he's doing a hell of a job. We get the good little updates from the family.
Right.
He's killing it. So y'all keep him in your thoughts and prayers because he's the one out there really getting it done. And he is a true warrior. He's a true lawman. He's a hero. And I'm forever grateful for him as well.
Yeah, well, he's got balls the size of the moon. But here's the deal. He had to get the information from us. Okay, so we did talk to him, and I'm not going to say much more about whatever. We built the case. Lifers built this case. We processed the information. Y'all built it. You sent in the tips. You care about Courtney. It wouldn't have been done without you. Every share. That's why if you go and look in the Facebook pages, every time somebody would make a post, I'd say, please share this outside of the crew page. Cause God damn it, every time you did it, we got more tips. I'm telling you, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent. It's why it's so important. And our numbers have just exploded, but it's not about the numbers, but I'm glad the numbers exploded because when they did, and those people took Courtney's case into their heart and they pushed it out there, man, the tips came in and we were able to build this case, give it to Alexandria PD, Detective Tanner on silver platter. And it's big. So no longer person of interest, suspects, and it is going down. Jim, I'm gonna try to filter you. Say something. I don't want to say too much.
We just have to be careful about what is said at this point going forward, just because of all the work that's being done. We don't want to interfere, obstruct anything that's going on, what could be going on. But Detective Tanner is on it. He's crushing it, and he's doing what he needs to do. And y'all just back him. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He is a true warrior. He is getting it done, and he's doing it with the permission and the help of his amazing police chief, Chief King. And it's coming. It's coming, y'all. I believe it. I believe it in my heart. It's coming. Okay,
but I don't really care whose toes I step on with this next statement because I'm going to go one further. If you are not from Rapides Parish or you didn't know these people personally, I'm not talking about the family on this one. You don't know Detective Tanner, you don't know the chief. But there's another piece to the puzzle, and that is the district attorney's office in Rapides Parish. I'm just going to say some stand-up cats. All right. And I can't say anything else about that, but I want to include them on it. Because,
yes, indeed.
Everybody that's working on it has gone above and beyond. If I could tell you in the last couple of nights, there were people that didn't get home until daylight and stuff like that, then I would tell you. But I'm telling you something. It's going down. The suspects, and what do suspects do? They tell on each other, and it's going down. And so, Jim,
yeah, they tell on each other. They lie. They'll do whatever they can to try to protect whatever's left of the freedom that they're going to have. So it takes time to filter through all the bullshit. and get down to business.
And so,
collectively, all of them have been working together to seek justice for Courtney, and I just think that's a beautiful thing.
let me give you a little bit of insight of how, if Jim and I would work the case of, let's say we're Tanner, right? And we have the suspects because all the lifers gave the information and I did the groundwork. Jim put the puzzle together. We put it together and then wrapped it up in the package, handed it off. It's good shit. We're not going to hand them off junk, or they would have laughed us out of the building, right? But so you want to get a suspect in. First of all, you want to find out everything that you can find out about them. Then you want to start picking apart their story. The longer you can talk to a suspect, the more they're going to lie to you. The more they lie to you, the more they're giving you ammunition. And now this has been 15 years. Some of this shit's hard to go back and prove that it's a lie, right? People are dead. The evidence is gone. Let's say if you got stopped on a traffic stop 15 years ago and you're the suspect, that's just not even in the NCIC computer anymore. It only goes back 7 years for the offline check. Okay. So we're up against a lot of stuff, but if we're going to do it, I'm going to we'll stay in that room until I'll let you lie to me until you confess or you lawyer up or one of us dies. And not getting off of you. You can just talk, and I'm going to question you, and Jim's going to question you, and you're going to lie, and you're going to lie, then you're going to lie about your lies. You know why? Because the one thing that never changes is the truth. So every time you tell your dumbass lie, and that you've had 15 years to think about, we're able to run out the back door or send somebody back out the back door to verify it or see if it can be verified or disprove it. And when you disprove this asshole sitting here lying, it's a murder case and you disprove it. Well, guess what? It's one more bullet for the district attorney to do their ass in with.
It's like a dance. You sit there and you dance around all the bullshit until we can get serious.
Right. Now you have to remember, and I always say a good homicide interrogation doesn't even start until after 5 hours. And that's the truth, because that's when you really start breaking people down. And I'm not saying, anyway, I'm just going to say what I would say, or, if it was me. The good interrogation doesn't even begin until after 5 hours. And then the people start to wear down. And that's when they really start forgetting what they're saying and whatever. But you don't forget it if it's the truth. But I got a note that says your phone's going in and out, Jim. My son keeps coming in on camera. It says Jim's phone is going in and out. Okay. All right. Whatever. Y'all, we have to, you'll hear it tonight, y'all. We got to keep rolling through with it. So anyway, how many minutes we in? So anyway, we want you to lie and continue to lie, and we're going to go back and take our time and disprove it. Now, I would say, I don't want to say too much. Okay, so this is where we're at. Suspects, no longer person of interest. Damaging information. Is it enough to make an arrest? I would say absolutely 1,000,000% yes. But stop and think before you ask why nobody's been arrested yet. Courtney's been dead for 15 years. These assholes have been running around doing their thing for 15 years. 15 years they've been getting away with it. And there's no sense when we brought this thing this far along in 8 weeks, there's no sense in rushing to put the bracelets on now, because when the cuffs go on We want them to stay on. Okay. So this is a homicide investigation, y'all. This isn't a burglary or armed robbery or something. These people are going to do life at least. And so why there's other evidence that can be collected, and that's huge. I know for a fact, but this didn't come from Tanner and them. I know for a fact there's items that are out of Courtney's car that have DNA on them that are already been, the profiles have been developed on years ago, and they're in the CODIS system. Well, guess what? I don't think our suspects are in the CODIS system yet. And CODIS is the national database for DNA, where in Louisiana, I think it was 2000, maybe right after Courtney's case. I think it was 2005, maybe a year before. If you get arrested for any crime of violence, it could be domestic violence or sexual nature, whatever, they swab you. They take your DNA automatically, whether you get prosecuted or not. And then if you get convicted of any crime, they swab you. Now all this costs money. So, they're not going to just enter everybody freely, right? Because somebody's got to pay for it. But guess what? DNA in Texas has already been done. It was done 15 years ago, and there's some good stuff on that. I mean, the good items. We can't tell because it's such a pivotal part of the case. So I wouldn't rush it either. And Jim? Hey, Jim,
sorry about that. It kind of cut out on me too, but you don't want to rush something like this. This is the thing that you got to handle it with extreme sensitivity and make sure you have all T's crossed and all I's dotted. And it's critical. It's super critical to be able to do that. And that's what the process that's taking place right now. It's going to take a little bit more time, but let's do it right. Let's do it correct. All right. And one of the biggest requests, what if it's all right with you? I'm gonna ask for it. You good with that?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't think they can hear you online, but I'll say it. I'll repeat it afterwards. Go ahead.
One of the biggest things we need right now, if you're holding on to a little nugget of information, and let's just say you haven't come forward with it yet because you don't know if it contributes or not, whether you're scared or not, whatever the case is, other tips have come in that have helped. Those little itty bitty nuggets that you're holding on to could be the final pieces to this puzzle that makes it airtight. But when it goes through its process, when Detective Tanner slaps cuffs on these guys, it's going to go through and it's going to stick. And that's what we need. So I'm asking you lifers, keep sharing and spreading this word. Keep sharing Courtney's story. And if you're holding on to a little nugget of information, please, please, please pass it along to either Woody, myself, Detective Tanner. Please.
Okay, so listen, Patreon members, I know you can't hear Jim. That's okay. It's going to be on the other audio system. I know that's recording. I don't know why the hell the Facebook thing isn't. Can you hear me? Because I'm just going to repeat what it
might have to do with the delay or something.
Hey, y'all. You want to set your child up for success? Is your child struggling with a specific subject or need help with the subject? Is your child ahead, not getting challenged enough in class? Well, IXL Learning is an online learning program that enriches your homeschool curriculum. It offers practice in math, English, language arts, science, and social studies while adapting to each child, meeting them where they are. Plus, IXL encourages students to become curious and empowers them to choose how to learn. Look, we homeschool our son. No doubt about it. He's more of a visual learner, and we use IXL, and Cindy teaches him, and there are so many different benefits to the program. It adapts to exactly what he needs in different areas. So IXL is the perfect supplement to your homeschool curriculum. IXL offers interactive practice problems, educational games, lessons, and video tutorials for every topic you're teaching at home. It's easy to use, time-saving. Everything on IXL is organized by grade, subject, topic, and subtopic, making it simple to find activities for the exact skills you are covering. IXL offers instant feedback and explanations of new topics as kids use the program. Kids can explore any topic in any grade level. They aren't forced into a single learning path like they are on other programs. If you're homeschooling your child because they were falling behind or because they were too far ahead like our son, IXL is a great program to help them get the exact support they need. Kids love IXL's positive feedback awards and educational games. IXL is trusted by 15 million students worldwide and has proven to improve performance in over 75 scientific research studies. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And Real Life Real Crime listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXL.com/today. Visit IXL.com/today to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price. And don't forget, Real Life Real Crime listeners get 20% off. Y'all, we really do use this product, and it's been a godsend. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Who knows?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to repeat what he says. And, just for y'all real quick. We are the crucial part, the most important part of this investigation. This case, because of what y'all have done and continue to do is I don't want to say it's pretty much done, but it's done. But we need more information. This is the point where there's some of you out there that had this suspect has told you, I know this, I believe it in my heart. This suspect has told you because he's told others. And if you're afraid of him, fuck that. Come forward and tell it because it's going down. And in cases in the past, Jim and I would have locked the guy up and thrown away the key and then broadcast it was locked up. Then you get a ton of tips. That's not going to happen in this case. We need your tips first. Continue to send in the tips. We're going to send them straight to Detective Tanner. They are going to be worked. You've got to keep up the fight now. I'm telling you, we're bringing this bitch home, and it's, sugar has turned to shit for these fuckers. And after 15 years, it's time. And I couldn't be prouder of Jim Raffman. I couldn't be prouder of the work that we've done. And I couldn't be prouder of each and every one of you lifers out there who have been killing it. You just don't know. take that extra time to press the share button outside of the crew page. I also invite other people to join the crew page because then they get in and they get fired up and they share it outside the crew page. That's how this case was built. And that's how these bastards are going to Angola. It's because of y'all. We just put it together. You gave us the information. Now I'm getting fired up. You put us together. You put it together. You gave us information. We put it together. We got it to the right people, and Detective Tanner just being a fucking stud and having the balls to stand up, because I mean, everybody balls to stand up and listen. He doesn't have to answer to anybody in this case except for the chief. Okay. I know that they pulled a separate number for it and everything like that. And I'm not sharing too much, but that's because to stop anybody that may have some bad influence in this case on the inside of APD from messing it up. But I'm telling you right now, Chief Tanner Sergeant, and I think a crime scene person or whatever, but they are on it and they are not scared. And we need you to give us the tips so we can get it to them. And if you want to call Detective Tanner personally, that's fine too. If you don't want to go through us, I don't care. I don't give a who solves the case. We just want it solved. Actually past that point. We want more information. We want more bullets to bring to the gunfight, and the gunfight's going to be the trial. Okay. So you've got to do it. You're out there. Somebody out there knows this bastard has run his mouth too much or bastards have run their mouths too much. And I don't care if it's something they told you when you got drunk at a bar. I don't care if it's something they told you when you were smoking dope one night, whatever. We don't care. We need every bit of information. And this APD is working their ass off around the clock every day, including today. They're working their ass off to bring this case home. They're working it the way that Jim Raffman and I would have worked it. And guess what? We're still working it, and we're not going to get off of it until that van rolls through the gates or that bus rolls through the gates of Angola and it shuts and they're gone for life. Jim, sorry, I got to start raving.
It's all good. Look, we're still working it. I've had very little sleep the last few days. And that's okay. I don't care about sleep. I'll sleep when this is all said and done. What I care about is getting the right information to the right people, getting the tips, and being able to keep the pressure on, because we are at the goal line. I mean, I truly believe it's like third and goal, and we're about half a yard away. And that's all we need is that one thing, just that little momentum push to get it across the goal line, and we're there. Yeah, well. So keep up the pressure.
Keep up the pressure. And yeah, I know online y'all can't hear Jim, but I'm telling you again, he's saying keep up the pressure. We're there. And we're going to bring this home. How about that little old podcast from Louisiana that now has, I don't even know how many members we have. It's just stupid. But we're going to bring home justice for Courtney because of all you listeners out there, you lifers, even if you haven't given a tip, even if you're from Australia or Canada or wherever. We got fans all over the world. Even if you haven't given a tip, you still liking and sharing and promoting us, whether it's leaving a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to Real Life, Real Crime. It's everything. Everybody helps, man. Patron, I know we say about the patron, but the patron is a crucial part for me to be able to pay my bills and eat and help move this case forward. But everybody plays an equally important role. And you're doing it. What's it going to be? What's it going to be like when those fuckers are in handcuffs and doing the perk walk? It's going to be great. So
it's going to be glorious.
I got to say again, Detective Tanner, his partner, and anybody else that's assisting them on this case. I don't know who you are or whatever, my hat's off to you. The chief, definitely the chief. I was going to get to him, but I'm talking about that.
None of it can happen without the chief giving the.
That's right.
Yes.
The
and
chief.
I'm going to tell you how important that is. Coming with the history of everything involved with this, the chief saying yes to allowing somebody to work this. I got to tell you, sir, thank you.
Yeah.
You're an amazing man.
Especially chief, and I know you've been catching so much shit because of us, and we said the whole time it's not direct.
Personal.
It's not personal. It's not directed at all cops. We had to put the information out there that we got, and we did it, and that all come out in the wash too. So APD, the district attorneys for Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office, who take an interest in this, thank you for restoring the faith in the people. We want
family, thanks you.
Oh God. And you know what? Truthfully, the family that doesn't even know what we're saying on this podcast today. They I can't say that because they gave us all the information, but some of them don't know. But we had to keep it. Yeah, we had to keep it tight-lipped. We can't do anything to screw it up now, y'all. Can't do anything to screw it up now. And I would love to tell you all the juice that Jim's got and is put together and that I've got. We will tell you, but I'll tell you this, suspects, not people of interest, suspects, and they are being hammered. Okay. They are being hammered. But you're not going to rush this. It's been 15 years. Why not take an extra week to wait for some DNA that's never been run to come back? Courtney's still going to get her justice. Okay. So I can't answer a lot of the questions, y'all. I just can't. But I'm telling you, you did it, lifers, but now do it more than ever. Get out there. I know I'm sitting here looking at the computer screen with the patrons, but I'm talking about every lifer. When you hear this, blow it up. It is not about real life, real crime, but Courtney's story is being told on real life, real crime. You got to blow it up. And I'm going to give a shout out to a group of ladies here in a minute who have nothing to do with true crime. They started listening to the podcast, but they started a Facebook group last year, and they have over 42,000 members in their group, and they have been blowing us up and giving us new members. And one of them actually gave us a damn tip. So, and that's how it works. Jim? Hey, brother, you there?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy, because it cut out on me.
I was just saying about tips, and everybody's got to reach out now and blow it up, right? Like
absolutely. The tips have been phenomenal. We've gotten them from all over the place. And I'm gonna tell you, every time we've requested it, every time we've gone on live, we've asked people to share it. That's where we get the best of tips. So like I said before, if you're holding on to a little nugget of information, whether you think it's big or not, please send that in because it's going to help out. Said we're on the goal line. We just have to get it across now. That little bit of information might be everything we need in order to finish this up. Pass it along, please.
And the football analogy he's talking about on the goal line, if you're on the goal line and you're about to score, let's say it's 1st and goal on the half-inch line, guess what? Don't you think the defense knows you're about to score? The people that you're going against? Yeah, you fucking well know they know. You've got to share it more now than ever. Blow it up. Put it out there. It's so important. And we are going to get the justice for Courtney. Period. And again, hats off, APD, Detective Tanner and crew, Chief, the DAs in Rapides Parish for looking at this. Go ahead.
Remember, y'all, what happened 15 years ago is not the same group of people that's in there today. It's not. And you need to support your police chief, your DA's office, Detective Tanner specifically, because I'm so proud of that guy for everything he's doing. But, support these people because these are the ones that are changing the history of this. They're the ones that are allowing all this to happen and are working around the clock to make it happen. And without that, I don't know how far we would be down the process, because we couldn't get it done without them. So
yeah, hell, they had to take it.
Give them praise when you see them, when you see the police chief walking on the street and whatnot. Tell him thank you, because he's doing a hell of a job. Hell of a job.
Hey,
with
hey,
a culture that's.
Go ahead. And you're right. And he's been working with these people, but you know what? He's a good cop, and he takes pride in being a law enforcement professional. And there's a difference. And so, yes, highest accolades to the chief for having the balls to take this. And they didn't have to, y'all. But they're taking it, and they're doing a phenomenal job. Jim, did you cut out again?
Yeah, it's cutting out. So maybe I should just sign off here and let you finish up the rest of it.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not going to be but another second. We're going to get off anyway. I'm going to hang up on you. I'm just going to give a shout out to that group of ladies, because I have to look up the name of the group. The ones that are blowing us up. Anyway, all lifers, we love you, Jim. I hope you're there. Say your closing, brother. This is not for Patreon. This is for the episode everybody else will be listening to. Go ahead.
All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for all the tips, all the information, the patience, the support, the sharing of the word. Passing Courtney's story along to pink and red shirts on Fridays. You guys have been absolutely amazing. We can't thank you enough. We'll say it one more time. If you're holding on to a little nugget of information, email me if you want to, jim@realliferealcrime.com. Email woody@realliferealcrime.com. You can contact Alexandria Police Department. Look for Detective Tanner Dryden. Give your information to him if you want to. We just need that little bit of information. And again, to the police chief, Chief King, thank you, sir. Detective Tanner, you're awesome. And the DA's office, thank you guys for everything that you're doing. Let's bring this bad boy home. Yeah.
All right, brother. I love you, and I know you got a lot of work to do.
Yes,
so I'm going to log you off of here, and I'm just going to close out. All right?
All right, buddy.
Peace
y'all
out.
Take care. Thank you again.
Peace. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so y'all, I want to say something else before. And again, shit, patron, I'm sorry if y'all couldn't hear him the whole time. We don't know what the hell we're doing with all this stuff. Maybe one day we'll have producers and shit like that. But I've got to mention something, because I need my cheaters. These ladies, everybody's been blowing us up and sharing, and it's big, and the numbers are big, but it's having a direct correlation to solving this case. So I have to mention these ladies. The page is called, it's a Facebook group called Bomb Deals and Promo Codes. They started last November, and they share Amazon deals, but they all have their own successful careers, right? And 11 children's plus husbands, etc. So y'all check them out. Bombs, deals, and promo codes. And this is not a commercial. I'm not getting paid for doing this, but these ladies have just absolutely just been killing it, man. And they are so fired up about Courtney. I just moved, and I have to say that. And there's one more lady, Miss Lori. One second, I got to do this. I would be remiss. And Lori, I know your last name. I just want to say it right. It's Lori Goolsby, Goolsby, and her crew. Y'all are something special. Thank you. They've taken real life, real crime. They're running with it. And more importantly, they've taken Courtney Coco's case and they're running with it. And it's just blowing. I mean, we're getting more than 100 new members to the crew page every day. And y'all are making us kind of like go virals. We've had our highest download days ever. They're measured in 24-hour periods by Lipson. And, we're getting commercial offers now to put commercials on the podcast. We're not going to do that as long as we can have the patron support. But y'all, you did it. Just absolutely pat yourself on the back. Every single one of you. And I don't care if you can't contribute financially, contribute by pressing that damn share button and liking it and sharing it, especially Courtney's story outside of the crew page, and tell those people to invite their friends to the crew page and make it smoke. Because when they get in there and they see the family's pain and the love and the appreciation everybody's showing and rocking for Courtney, it's killing it, y'all. You're doing it. And look, oh my God. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was one point yesterday that, I think Detective Rabelais, y'all, has been huge in this also. And I'm sorry we didn't talk about him earlier before this, but there was one point yesterday that I think we all teared up, and, but it was for good reason. So we're bringing this home. You've got to give up that last nugget. You know who you are. You know what these bad guys told y'all over the years. Don't be afraid anymore. You don't have to be afraid of them. They're fucking done. So I love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Jim Raffman thanks you. I know Courtney's family thanks you. It's just amazing. And y'all, we can't share more right now because we don't want to screw it up at the last second. But I promise you this, when the cuffs go on, they're not coming off. They're not going to beat this case. So it's worth taking a little bit longer to make sure it's nailed all the way around. All right. And the bad guys, I only have to tell them you're coming for you, and you should be very, very scared, because guess what? It's already done. Thank you. I love you. I'm Woody Overton, and speaking for Jim Raff, my co-host, Woody Overton, the host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And until now, or next week, or ever, even if it's after 15 years, even if it's after 15 years, don't let us catch you down on Murder Bayou. Peace. Love y'all.
Hello everyone, this is Tyler here at Formidable, a true crime podcast. I want to invite you to come join me as I drop multiple episodes weekly to give you your true crime fix. Now, I am personally a huge fan of true crime, and this is what has pushed me to do this. All of my stories are well researched, but I do keep them shorter than your average true crime podcast to fit into your daily commute, so you don't have to pick back up later. I encourage you to check it out anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search Formidable, a true crime podcast, and while you're there, be sure to subscribe, follow, and leave a review if you enjoy. You can also find me on Twitter at FormidableTC and on Instagram at Formidable.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney prior to and during questioning. If you can't afford one, the court will appoint one for you. You understand your rights?
can get lonely climbing Mount McKinley, so to entertain myself, I go to ChumbaCasino.com. At Chumba Casino, I can play hundreds of online casino-style games for free, like online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Plus, I get a daily login bonus. It's just too bad that up here, I don't have anyone to share my excitement with. Woohoo!
Live the Chumba life. Anytime, anywhere. Play for free now at ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.